Dear Susan, we're very excited and it's an absolute pleasure to have you on Global Loyalty Organization interviews and to hear all about the launch of Brilliant by Langham. Could you please start by briefly introducing yourself to our members?
Sure, and great to be part of Global Loyalty Organization. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to chat. My name is Susan and I'm Head of Loyalty here at Langham Hospitality Group. I'm based in Hong Kong. Currently, here at Langham, we operate 33 hotels globally across 4 brands. We have the Langham Hotels and Resorts, Cordis Hotels, Ying and Flow, and Eaton Workshop. Within our hotels, we operate over 100 restaurants and bars. And we have just recently launched our new loyalty and experiences platform, Brilliant by Langham, which of course we're very proud of. Personally, I've been in loyalty for the past 20 years, based in Ireland, based in the Middle East in Dubai, and I've been here in Hong Kong for the last 7 years.
Thank you, Susan. What was actually the idea and philosophy behind the launch of Brilliant, and what goals did you set for yourself?
We operated 4 programs before. We had 1865 Privilege, which was focused on rooms. We had the Langham Supper Club, which offered an F&B discount, and then we had Take the Lead and WIDA, which served our customers who booked meeting rooms and events. However, we recognised the need to reassess our approach and provide our customers with one single comprehensive programme that could fulfil all of their needs and requirements. Our intention with Brilliant is not just to engage transactionally, but really to foster meaningful connections with our customers and our members. So that's why we recently introduced Brilliant by Langham. Our objective is to ensure that we can engage and understand our customers and then evolve the program and develop our experiences based on their needs and requirements.
That's very interesting to hear because at Global Loyalty Organization, we are seeing the trend of programs evolving and shifting from pure transactional loyalty programs to emotional loyalty and experiential loyalty programs. So how would you say do the benefits and structure of programs focusing on experiences and emotional loyalty differ from the traditional point-based programs?
Yeah, so we are making, whether we know it or not, we make all of our decisions based on emotions and feelings. And for Brilliant, we've started simply. We've introduced our key benefits, such as member rates when you book direct. There's a discount when you book or when you dine in our restaurants and bars for all of our members, not just our elite tiers. So as soon as you join, you can receive that benefit. And interestingly, when we started Brilliant, we started with 0 members because we could not migrate our previous member base into this program. So that means that we actually have the advantage of developing a program, enhancing our benefits based around a growing and evolving database. We really want to take into account what our members are telling us, and that will help us ensure that our experiences are led by the preferences and the requests of our members.
Thank you, Susan. And what would you say are the differentiating features of Brilliant by Langham versus its regional and global competitors?
So as we had the opportunity to build this program, we are preference-led by design. We know that dining is important, especially in this part of the world. And as mentioned, we offer discounts in our restaurants and bars to all of our members, including those who just joined. We've custom built our mobile app. So we were able to take feedback from our members in our previous program and our customers. And one key feature is that they can chat with our hotels at any time. So even if you're not staying with us, even if you don't have a reservation, you can go into the app and you can ask the hotel a question. And we are really taking the time to learn from our members, building the program as we go with our members.
Susan, you have launched Brilliant by Langham simultaneously globally as well as regionally, including China. Were there actually any specific challenges you needed to address before launching the program in China?
Yeah, we launched Brilliant globally. That was always our intention, to make sure that we launch it to all of our guests, all of our members at the one time. China is unique and it has a very unique digital landscape. So if you look at platforms like WeChat, Alipay, they dominate the market. As an example for WeChat, there's 1.2 billion monthly active users of WeChat. The population of China is 1.4 billion. So look at the penetration that WeChat has. WeChat is everything in China. And therefore, it was really mandatory to ensure that we had a WeChat mini program for our members in China. we worked with our vendors to build the mini program. So the mini program is very similar and has similar functionalities to an app. Our LMS vendor is not based in China. So one of the challenges that we had was, of course, language, because our vendors in China don't speak English or very limited English. Our LMS vendor did not speak Chinese, so we had a lot of translations. But also understanding the concept of WeChat, because it's quite difficult. Even when I first moved here, it's quite difficult to understand what WeChat is to somebody if you're not in this market. WeChat it's so integral to people's life. It's everything. So I think that was one of our key challenges, and it was so important. As I mentioned, the functionality offered in WeChat is very similar to the app. It was a mandatory requirement. There was never a discussion of not having a WeChat mini program. But yeah, it definitely provided its own challenges.
Susan, could you talk us through your approach to partnerships and building an ecosystem? Who are your key partners now? How did you select them? And how do you plan to expand your circle of partners?
Just as we're building our member base, we're also building our partnership base. We want to ensure that we work with partners with whom we've got a strategic alignment as well as shared values. One of our key partners is Cathay Pacific, who, like us, are headquarters here in Hong Kong with a global outlook. We're working with other partners in mainland China and internationally, and our focus will be looking at the experiences that we can offer to our members. Our hotels also have really great partnerships, so we're also working with our regional teams to try to elevate existing relationships and launching those experiences for our members.
Given that this program is a new type of platform prioritizing experiences, personalization, it will require a lot of data collection and analysis. So what was your approach to selecting the right IT partner, and which solutions did you choose to employ?
So it was key for us to ensure that we work with the right partners. Not only did we build the loyalty experiences platform, but we built the WeChat mini program, the mobile app, new website. All of these platforms had to integrate with our LMS, so choosing that partner was key. We spent a lot of time doing that, and we decided to work with Loyalty Juggernaut, who I think we're familiar with. They're a global company, and they have a unique understanding of loyalty within the hospitality world, because in addition to integrating with our guest-facing platforms, the LMS also has to integrate with our hotel systems, so our PMS, property management system for rooms, and our POS for F&B. So our approach to infrastructure partners was quite similar to that of our external partners. We needed to find people who have a shared value and those who have a goal of making our members' life easy. We want simple processes. Nobody has time for complicated processes, and our members are really important, so we need to make sure that they feel engaged with the program. But our hotel colleagues are very important to us as well, because our members go into our hotels, into our restaurants, into our bars. They don't come and visit me and my team here in corporate office. So having a seamless integration for our colleagues was also really, really important.
Dear Susan, thank you so much for sharing your insights of launching a new loyalty and experiences platform with our members. And before we conclude the interview, it has become a bit of a tradition at Global Loyalty Organization that we ask 3 personal questions at the end of each interview. So if I can ask you the first question, which is, if you had 1 million points and you could spend it however you want, how would you spend them?
Yeah, I thought a lot about this one. I'm actually a bit of a points hoarder. I don't like spending points because what happens if I don't earn them again? But on the flip side, I love to travel. I'm here in Hong Kong. Getting back to Scotland's a 20+ hour door-to-door trip. I've got a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. I do not like to travel with them at the moment. I would use my points to make travel as easy as possible with my kids. Travel is super important. I want to take my girls on trips, want it to be memorable in the right way for everybody. So however I could use my points to keep my kids happy when we're traveling, I would gladly do it.
Actually, Susan, wouldn't it be great to have a loyalty program which is focused and targeting children and keeping them happy during travel? Susan, the next question is, if you had a magic wand and you could invent any loyalty feature which you want, without any budget constraints, what would you invent?
I think actually you just mentioned it. I think now I want to invent a loyalty program that keeps kids happy. But no, I think when I thought about this, I don't really have a feature as such to invent. But what I would love to do is to make the tech integration easier. I have a deep appreciation now for the time and the patience that it takes to make all of our systems talk to each other. But imagine if we didn't have to spend all that time on making our systems talk to each other. If we could just spend more time on enhancing our programs and meeting our members, meeting our colleagues who interact with our guests, that for me would be a lot more beneficial because loyalty programs will always continue to evolve and we'll always find new things. But we need to make tech magic would be great.
Yes, that's a very, very valid point, actually, because a lot of the new technology providers and also a lot of loyalty programs are looking to implement especially AI, generative AI, to bridge that gap and make technology more accessible. And this will change the landscape of loyalty programs in the future to come. Susan, to our last question. If you had a chance to speak to a younger self who was just starting out in the loyalty industry and you could give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think, first of all, you have to have a passion for what you do. That's key. But you need to go meet your members, your customers, because you need to understand what people want. When I started in loyalty, I worked for Starwood Hotels, I worked for SBG. And the lesson I learned there was go and meet your members. We met with members all the time. So much so that I have members who are friends now, but I met them because of member events. It's important to understand your customer, but it's important to be your customer. Loyalty, we want to create an emotional connection. How can you create emotional connection if you don't know what it's like to be that customer? So that's I suppose, one key piece of advice is go and meet your customer, be your customer. Also travel as much as you can, understand cultures, understand how they interact with each other, because loyalty is not siloed. Very rarely is it siloed in one country or one culture, so travel.
Dear Susan, thank you so much for this interview and sharing your insights with our Global Loyalty Organization members. We look forward to catching up with you soon again and to hear all about how the journey has been for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.